Hello everyone, it's me again. Today's video is a fragrance review, but not just any fragrance. It's a fragrance that's been in the market since last 100 years. You heard me right, 100 years. It's a fragrance with a legacy, a fragrance with history. So this video is not just about a fragrance and how the fragrance smell. It will be more about the history behind it. So let's just dive into the video and talk about today's fragrance. The fragrance I was talking about is Acqua di Parma Colonia. Just look at the bottle. Acqua di Parma is an Italian brand. This fragrance that I'm holding in my hand is the signature scent of Acqua di Parma and was released in 1916. Yes, more than 100 years ago. After the release in 1916, this fragrance actually received international attention when all the Hollywood actors attended an event in Italy invited by then Italian cinema masters in 1950. And this fragrance has made history after that. Between 1930 to 1950 was a golden era for Acqua di Parma. That was the time when there were not so many fragrances in the market and there were only few established fragrance brands in the market. And Acqua di Parma was one of them. It's fascinating for me to imagine that this bottle that I'm holding has a history of more than 100 years. This has done a journey of generations to be here at this exact same spot, to be in my hand. I know this is all sci-fi stuff, that every piece of this history has to be at the perfect place at the perfect time for me to hold this bottle at this exact right time. I know it's fascinating, but I love history. I love the legacy behind everything. Anyway, today we are going to talk about how this fragrance smells like, how long does it last, what is the price of this fragrance, and is it a good buy or not. I'll be honest with you, the only reason I actually even smelled this perfume in store was because of this packaging. This is vibrant mustard packaging with really nice traditional print. It literally just attracted me towards this bottle. This is a clean, simple, elegant, sophisticated design. It has no extra glass work in it. It's just a clean, classic bottle. The cap is hard, so you can actually hold it with the cap as well. And the sprayer is actually very nice as well. It's a okay quality sprayer. Now, this is heavenly. As the name speaks for itself, this is a concentration of a cologne. And what does that mean is, the concentration of perfume is very low. Everyone links the perfume oil concentration in any fragrance with the longevity and sillage and the projection. But that's not true in all the perfumes. Now, in terms of smell, there's only one word: lemon. As soon as you spray this fragrance, you will get freshly squeezed lemon, fresh citrusy lemon for few hours. And then it will dry down to rosemary and lavender. And in the end, it will become a bit musky note, which is very hard to smell. But throughout the time, you will get lemon and lavender and rosemary. So that's the only thing I can smell from this fragrance. Another great thing about this fragrance, which I personally like, that this fragrance doesn't change with time. There are so many fragrances which has a beauty of changing every hour, and it's good. I love the fragrances that change every hour because it gives you a different fragrance and you don't smell the same you were smelling in the morning. And that's a good feeling that, throughout the day your fragrance is evolving with your body. But this one stays the same. As soon as you spray, you get fresh lemon for few hours and that's it. Out of all the hundreds of fragrances that I own, this has so far the best opening, or the top note as we call it. Now, what's the price of this fragrance? This is a 180 ml fragrance, and the price in UK is between 145 to 155 pound. So that ultimately put this in a moderately expensive fragrances. This is not a cheap fragrance. This is a relatively expensive fragrance. But you pay for the superior quality of the juice, not for the longevity and the projection of this fragrance, which is not so great, to be honest. But we'll come to that point in a minute. Let's talk about the performance of this fragrance. Now, there is not too much to talk about this fragrance in terms of performance because there is no performance. This usually lasts around 2 to 3 hours max on my skin. I know 2 to 3 hours is the worst performance you could get from any fragrance, and especially if you're paying 150 pound for a bottle this size. But you have to understand the beauty of some fragrances is the scent or the smell that you're getting. It's not about the longevity. And of course, it's a cologne, so we can't expect it to perform for 4 or 5 hours or more than that. And the easiest thing to do is just buy an atomizer and reapply the same fragrance throughout the day. I personally always like to carry a small atomizer with me of the same fragrance that I'm wearing that day. And this gives me the opportunity to reapply the fragrance whenever I need throughout the day. Now, you won't be wrong in asking why a perfume that costs £150 doesn't last more than 2-3 hours. And this is a fair question. But this perfume is made with natural fragrance oils. Now, you have to keep in mind that if you're buying a citrus perfume with natural ingredients in it, a higher end citrus fragrance, then you have to expect lower performance from it, because citrus notes have a tendency of not lasting that long if it's natural citrus notes. Now, in terms of weather for this fragrance, the only weather I can suggest for this fragrance is hot, sunny day. If it's not hot and not sunny, I don't think this fragrance will go that day. This is not a fragrance if you just want to buy one and keep it as your standard signature scent, because of the longevity, of course. This is more of a fragrance that you keep in your collection and wear it when it's super hot weather and you just want to feel super fresh for that day. Anyway, this was my review of this classic juice. I will review more fragrances in future, but till that time, take care.